Alright, we are back for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We're going to be picking right back up where we left off here in the caves, Missouri Caves. I forgot the actual name of where the company that we're at in game here. But, yeah, we're in here. We're in a Volvo VNL. We just dropped off. Ooh, that's loud. We just dropped off our load that we had in the previous episode, so now we are taking a second load, but it's not going to be picking up here. We're actually going to be picking up just to the north of us. Let me pull up the map so that way you guys can see. So we're going to be, actually I take that back, just to the south of us. So we're actually picking up at Rockport, or at the Rockport here in St. Louis. And then we'll be heading on out towards Maryville. So it looks like a pretty straight shot. I'm not sure exactly in Maryville. I probably should have just looked at the map or looked at the job screen. But we're going to be delivering to Maryville, so we're probably going to take 70 to probably 29. Go through St. Joseph and then go from there. But anyway, we'll get to that when we actually get there. So we're going to make our way to Rockport. We are using an 18-speed manual transmission here in the Volvo. If you guys did not see last week's episode, be sure to go check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the description. So we're going to come out this way. Unfortunately, I think it's still nighttime right now in the game. I think there's actually different companies in here, so I'm not sure which company's which. But there's, as you can see, there's red, green, and blue on the map. So I'm not quite sure what the difference is as far as picking up and dropping off loads. I'm pretty curious on how that works, if there actually is different companies. I know in the real life caves there are different companies out here. You got a different dock for each company, so I'm not sure how this works in game. I also noticed, just talked to Solid Games, if you guys don't know, but we've done some trucking together. He was a real life trucker who's been to the Missouri Caves, and based upon what he said, this is actually a lot bigger, a lot more room than what there is in real life. I think they just had to do that because of the limitations of the game. So a little nice and slow through here though. Kind of exploring the caves a little bit. So I'm not sure what the difference is between zones. In the last episode, we went from Kansas City to here in St. Louis to the caves. I didn't know we were doing this at the time, so this is quite a surprise to me. But it's not bad. I like it. It's one of the things I definitely wanted to showcase and do here in American Truck Simulator since the release of the game here, or the DLC, I mean. 3:03 in the morning. It was on there somewhere. So that was the caves. That's pretty cool. Turn those wipers up a little bit more. Terra store. Okay. That's the name of it in the game. Alright, and now we're just going to be pulling straight up to the Rockport. Scale. But I do need apparently to check in. So we'll do that. Why doesn't he need to check in? Okay. Sleep. I feel like that's our spot right there. Because it is. And we got it back in. Let's go ahead and do that. Roll down our window. Side, I don't like it. Not quite a normal loading dock, but it'll do. Okay. Go ahead, shut off our engine while they load us. Alright. Took us about an hour and 15 to get loaded. That's not horrible. But we're good. Let's go ahead and start driving towards destination. So, not gonna look crazy at the map just yet. Just because I pretty much know we're taking 70, I-70 westbound. Train. So let's go ahead. otherwise, I actually might be able to stop some here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Could try to find a spot to rest here in St. Louis. Probably that wouldn't be a bad idea. There's got to be something nearby. Unfortunately, maybe this one here on 44. That's probably the closest one. There's also a Western Star dealership right there. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to pull up here at this truck stop right past downtown. It's about 4 in the morning, so almost 5. We'll get over. So we'll follow GPS for now. I think that might just be a recruitment agency. On the map there. Alright, we're going to take 55 north to St. Louis. So it must be on the outskirts of St. Louis, not quite St. Louis, but in the game it registers it as being St. Louis just because it's so nearby. It makes sense, but I'm sure that place where the mines are in real life are not in actual St. Louis either, so. Sky, that is awesome right there. The early morning sky just off there to the right. It's gorgeous. Like watching the sunrise. That is one thing I've always liked, is that view right there. Oh, and you can see the arch. Oh, that's awesome. Absolutely love it. I hope you guys appreciate that as well, that view. Looks like there was a viewpoint that we could have hit. Let's actually do it. Let's do it real quick. Point here. Pretty much downtown St. Louis. St. Louis. Could be fun to try to turn around in, but that's okay. I'll just do it like this. It's quite a big truck to be pulling in here. Oh, I love seeing that arch and that mirror. That was an awesome view. Gateway Arch. Stop. Well, let's view this, shall we? So that is gorgeous. That's screenshot worthy right there. Oh, look at that. There's the Mississippi. Mississippi River. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. See if I can even capture even remotely that image. Oh, there we go. Love it. I'm gonna upload that. There we go. That is a gorgeous view right there. Alright. Let's get back on the road. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get back on the highway and go in the opposite direction. Oh, okay. Whoa, what happened there, bud? Downtown looks a little bit light. What the heck? I have no clue what it's doing. I know I should have yielded, but it is what it is. It's going to have us turn back around. Looks like it might be getting off here. This next exit coming up here. Yep, that's right. Stop sign? Or is there a stoplight? Never mind. There it is. So that viewpoint was not planned, but well worth it. There we go. There's a long red light. Whoa, okay, what are you doing there? Just running a red light, I see. Get him, copper. Can't go to Illinois just yet. Soon though, soon. So SCS has been teasing and giving out information on Louisiana, as well as Iowa, and as well as Illinois. So they got 3 more DLCs that have been announced. Now that Missouri has been released, I am curious on what's going to be next. My guess, I would have to say it's probably going to be North and South Dakota. But I also could see them going into, I don't want to say Minnesota, just because it seems a little bit early. I feel like they'd have to fill in the Dakotas first before they hit Minnesota. But as soon as Iowa releases, I mean, they're already going to have the Dakotas. I would like to see SCS not separate North and South Dakota. I wish it was a bundle. I know they are kind of bigger states, but that'd be kind of nice to see that they were combined into one DLC, the Dakotas. Go ahead, go through this. While it's yellow. Straight ahead. There we are. I don't need fuel, I just need a place to rest. So we're gonna go ahead and park up. Looks like there are areas over here. guys are also not new to my channel for American Truck Simulator here, you guys know I'm a big fan of the Kenworth W900, and Kenworth trucks in real life have announced their legacy W900, which SCS also teased, so that might be coming soon. Only time will tell. No official announcement as of the recording of this video. Still waiting on them to do the Pt.2 389 tuning pack though. Hopefully that comes out sooner rather than later. Alrighty. Should be good right here. Go ahead, shut her down, and we'll rest. Alright, back at it. I'll just leave the running lights on. I don't need the headlights on. It is now 6 o'clock. You know what? Let's rest again one more time. We got a little bit of time to kill. That way we're not driving in the middle of the night again. Alright, 4 a.m. I can do that. We'll be trucking in the morning. Here we are. A little bit of rain. That's fine. It's about to be morning anyway. Just go out the way we came in. Again, I'm good on fuel, so I don't need that. So we should be able to make it. We got 315 miles. Should take us about 5 hours, 5.5 hours. Not too bad. Let's head out this way that we came in. Make it easy. What I'm going to do. Yeah. Figured I said anything at that point. Freeway. Let's just cruise. Telling us to move over to the middle lane. We got some room, might as well. So I use the Philips Hue lighting on my setup when I play on PC here, and I gotta tell you, ooh, we got something going on here. That's not good. Are we able to move over? Yeah, we're able to. That's not good at all. But, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, that reminded me. So I use Philips Hue lighting for my setup here. So, basically, if you guys aren't familiar with how that works, but it was a big thing a while back, and I was kind of late to the party of getting it. But, basically, anything that, any colors that my screen displays, so for example, it's got a little bit of green to the left there, and it's also the roadway. When it's dark, it's really dim. But when I get those flashes of lightning that happen on the screen, especially here in American Truck Simulator, right now my room is pretty dark, my office is pretty dark. So when that happens, it's like a really bright light that illuminates my room from the center of my screen. It actually is blinding for a second there. It's one of those things that I have, and it absolutely increases the immersion of my games, especially here in American Truck Simulator, sitting there driving in a rainstorm and I get blinded by the lightning. Just like that. Wow. If you guys aren't familiar with that at all, when I did the video for the Driving Academy, the first episode of that, you guys can kind of see because it was raining in that. I don't have my wheel cam up, but at the time you can see the wheel cam, and yeah, it's really bright. But I absolutely love it. It's something that I'm glad I bought. And you can do it for PC, or like it hooks up to any monitor. I'm not sure of the latency delay, if there's anything. I haven't noticed anything that's tremendous. But for, you know, hardcore PC gamers out there, probably you guys could probably tell the difference between whatever it is. But I haven't had any issues. Essentially, it's a box. It's called the sync box. You guys plug it from whatever it is. Like if you're on PlayStation, or you guys are watching this, might be. But if you're on PC, you would take it's run through HDMI, or you can use an HDMI to video adapter. But you need HDMI cable in order for it to work, or at least an HDMI adapter from the source or whatever it is. And then you then take the HD output, so you got an input and an output, and you goes from the source to the box, and then the box to your monitor or screen, and that's a beautiful sunrise. And then if you guys have Philips Hue lighting, or colored lighting, it also works with Razer products, for the Razer keyboard, mouse, everything of that nature. It works. It's compatible fully with Philips Hue. It's the reason why I don't ever talk about this, but it's the reason why I stick with Razer products, because they are compatible with what I already have. And then the whole thing will just light up. So right now, as it's starting to clear up, my room is starting to get brighter and brighter in comparison when it was pure dark. So it's actually really cool. I don't really talk about my setup too much, but other than the wheel that I'm using, which is the Moser Racing TSW, but yeah, it's really cool. I've played Fallout with it. I played Ghost Recon, played a few other games. Like pretty much most of the games I play, I use that, especially trucking. Every time I do Trucking Simulator, I always have that on in the background. Ooh, come on, stop. There we go. And then with that, you got actual lighting that you can buy, like lighting sticks. Like I have, the back of my monitor has a essentially a lighting tube multiple. It's like one big gigantic strip, and then I got some side lightings on either side, and as well as some lamps throughout the room that they're just regular lamps, but the bulbs are the Philips Hue LED lights, which is really cool. And you can set it. It doesn't have to be mirror display or display mirror. You can have it set to anything. You can control it via the app. It's actually really cool. I don't really talk about it too much, but just something out there. Every time I get a lightning storm or in the game, it always makes me think of that, because it immediately just lights up my room, especially when it's dark. Recording this a bit later on from the last episode, so recording the same day. That's how my schedule's working right now. I already talked about that in the last episode, so if you guys want to listen to me ramble on for about 40 minutes of just that, you go ahead and watch that. But I'm not gonna repeat the same things. I did mention in the last episode, though, I wasn't sure about how my mods were for the update, because I haven't been on that profile. I took a look at the Steam Workshop, which is where most of my mods are. Again, this profile that I'm on right now does not have any mods whatsoever, but the other profiles do, and including the one I'm starting the owner-operator series on. So I took a look at the Steam Workshop, and some of the mods are not compatible anymore, just with the 1.54 update. One of them is obsolete, but they have started a replacement mod for that one. I think it's the cargo replacer. No, it's a cargo mod for, I forgot what it was, but the heck is going on with that light? Anyway, it's one of the cargo packs that I was using. The farm DLC one, or the farm pack reskin, that one's no longer compatible, and then a couple of the other ones have been updated, which is nice. So shout out to all the mod authors for that. Alright. Since that detour, I'm going to stop a little bit further away because of how these traffic lights are set up. I'm not really able to see them if I get up to the limit line, so I'll just stop about this far back. There's quite a big distance, but yeah, you have to be able to see the traffic light, right? Because as far as I can tell, there's no other way to see that. Looks like the rain finally stopped, and we got the green light to get on 36. like the Midwest. It definitely does. Ooh. Missouri State Patrol right there. Probably running radar or something like that. Or having breakfast. Oh, there's another one. Wow. A lot of cornfields. Is that a new company? I don't think I've seen it before in the game. That's a new truck. Looking for new traffic and everything like that. I just noticed a new truck that could be possibly be new. Why are we slowing down so aggressively? What was that for? That's neat. Airport. That thing on the highway. Get that little freaking UTV off of the highway. No wonder we came to almost a halt. That thing does not belong on the highway whatsoever, man. What are you doing? Seeing this in the daytime is way different than seeing it at night. You don't get to see all the only traffic was slowing down up here. I think for the next run, we're probably going to leave it in, or put it back in automatic transmission mode. Hour and 20 left. So far, not bad. Definitely like how this feels. It reminds me a lot of the Midwest, which Missouri is very much part of the Midwest. This is an area I've never been into personally, so, but it does remind me of areas that I've been at, if that makes any sense. Like that feeling, like yeah. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm familiar with this just because this is essentially the climate that I live in, you know. That I don't know how to describe it. I'm sure you guys probably understand, like if you knew, like if you're from Arizona and you drive through Arizona in this, or even California or anything like that, whatever state you have, like driving through it virtually probably has that same slight feel of it as it does in real life. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. I don't remember exactly what I said in the last episode regarding live streaming. If I mentioned that it was going to be coming out this week, it's actually going to be postponed one more week. So the weekend of Easter, that Saturday, I'm planning on doing a live stream of American Truck Simulator, specifically the Missouri DLC here. So just a slight correction on that as far as schedule, just so I can finish up the event. Just due to my limited schedule, I'm not able to play video games throughout the week, especially a game like this with my full setup, because I won't be home all week, just due to my career and my training. So, oh, rumble strip. are. Yep. That's annoying. Losing the right lane. That's alright. Traffic seems to be cooperating with me. Why would you do that? The AI traffic really doesn't make sense sometimes. It really doesn't. But we are almost at our destination. Just make a right and then a left. Whoa! That truck is failure to yielding to that Escalade looking car. Figure out where we're dropping this. Well, we're not dropping it. Figure out where we're offloading. Dropping this load, I guess. Keeping the trailer. Looks like we're gonna be right here. I'm gonna do a U-turn here real quick. I did want to showcase something to you guys real quick. So, I tried showcasing this a while back, but there is a feature that was introduced, and we have our own trailer here. So I'll make sure it is the same trailer that I'm thinking of. I don't think it is, actually. Let me pull the parking brake here. Let me just zoom in here. So we do not have, I think we do. I'm pretty positive that we don't, though. But I'm going to try it anyway. Do not. Alright, that's fine. Let's forget I said anything. Thought we had sliding tandems, but I guess not. Thought all my trailers had that. That's gonna have to change for the next episode. go. Let's go ahead and bump the dock. There we are. Up against the dock. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and offload. So with that detour, plus the sightseeing, 421 miles, and made a nice 5,995. Not bad. I'm just going to go ahead and continue because that's going to be the last one. I'm going to go ahead and do something real quick here. I'm going to need to drive a little bit forward for this, but actually, yeah, I'm gonna drive forward. So I gotta change something on this because I could have sworn I put sliding tandems on this trailer. Apparently I didn't, so we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. We're gonna do our little magic trick that we got the trailer to begin with. And do it that way. So now we got our trailer with the sliding tandems, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in the game. So I have my button, start the truck up here. I have my button configured, so right now it looks like the trailer tandems are all the way to the rear. So press that button, pull on our parking brake, put it in reverse. Wrong button, I think. There we go. And we got them all the way forward. Lock them in place. Drive forward. And they're locked. So you do not need to hold down your trailer brakes. Actually, I don't know. Here's what that looks like if you do. That actually just makes it so that way they're locked. If you actually want to make sure that your tandems are sliding properly, I guess that's the best way to do it. Just hold down your trailer brake, your jimmy stick, so when you hit it, you're good, and then you're done. And now they're locked in. And you can see I did a little tug test there, so that works pretty good. But because we are empty, I'm probably going to actually stop, and we're going to release our thing and release the locking bar, and we'll just go ahead and slide them all the way to the rear. There we go. Make sure that we're good. So got our tandems all the way to the rear. The reason why you do that, well, in real life it's for weight distribution for the load, but there actually is, I don't know if there's a scale for it in here. I'm not sure if this truck has it, the suspension load. But you got that one, but I don't know if that counts. I'd have to actually see what it's like when there's a load underneath it. But I know the Peterbilt actually has, the Peterbilt 389 has a gauge that will adjust depending on where you have the tandem. So there is some sort of weight distribution in the game with the sliding tandems, which is actually pretty cool. And a unique feature that SCS didn't really advertise. And I watched a video, I forgot the name of the YouTuber that did this test, but he did this test with a modded truck, and it works pretty much the same. Because other than the modded truck and trailer, everything works, the same pretty much for the most part. And when he slid the tandems all the way back compared to when they were forward or middle, they actually changed the amount of traction you get on the drive axles. So I thought that was pretty neat. So it also adds a sense of realism to the game, which I'm all here for. So alright, we're gonna pull into this truck stop here. Just taking a look, see if they had like an actual truck entrance. Doesn't look like they do. Doesn't look like it. So I'll just go ahead and drive a bit more forward. See if there's actually a rest area I can stop at. In St. Joseph's there is, so we'll actually pull up to this, we'll drive to this truck stop, and then we'll call it. I'm okay with that, because then we'll probably, in the next episode, if I'm able to do another episode, otherwise in the live stream we'll kick off out of St. Joseph's, and then go from there. So we got 3 cities out of the 12, so we got 9 more to go. I'm okay with that. got a little truck wash. That's cool. Where the heck am I supposed to park, though? I suppose I can park over here. Guess it's not ideal, but looks like other trucks are parked here, so gonna go ahead, pull forward, and then straighten out. Expecting a little bit bigger of a truck stop, but you know, it'll do. It shall do. See how that is. That doesn't look too bad. Pull up just a little bit. There we go. There we go. So, that is going to be it for this episode. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you have not already. And I'll see you guys in the next one.